Good afternoon. I'm John Harder, here with another episode of live broadcast for the Free Energy Project and spreading the wealth of TVC to humanity. I see there's two people on. I'm not sure who they are. Maybe you are. Are you on?
Yeah, nobody's chatting.
Okay, that's the two that are on then, you and me. All right, so okay, so the title for this live cast is that your life and environment reflect your thinking habits. All right, your life and environment reflect your thinking habits. Now, nice as it would be to think that it looks messy then. Nice as it would be to see huge advances as far as what's going on out there in the world. You know, what I mean is huge advances in terms of you know, armies pulling out of Syria and all that kind of stuff. But I think the things that are going on, I think there is a lot that's very used for very strategically misleading people to get us to put our energy in the wrong place. You see, the world is on a death contract. It is a contract of death that we are all bound to through the banking system. It is not an agenda that sees life being worth anything. It does not see nature as being this marvelous creation that it is. It doesn't see the beauty in the butterfly coming from a caterpillar. It doesn't hear the beautiful sounds that are made up in music. It doesn't see that. These are only people that are operating from behind the shadows, from the darkness of their seventh cloud, as it were, and with an agenda of creating a fiction, a lifeless world. First of all, killing most of humanity, and then use the rest of them for you know, exploiting and experimenting with that of transhumanism, with making people half robot, half human, and just to for the amusement of finding out how far uh, artificial intelligence can take them. But people, there is beauty in life. There is beauty in truth. There is beauty in all of creation. And unless we are so enslaved to the fictitious system that is portrayed, that is projected in front of us, unless we are so enslaved and so mesmerized by this system, by this hologram, we must embrace the truth. What I'm saying unless we are so mesmerized by this hologram that we are not able to see the fiction in it, that we're not able to see that that it's not real, folks. It is not real, but it is destroying human lives. It is destroying humanity. It is destroying everything that is good. What was the title again? I have to, it's hidden and I can't read it, so I gotta. Okay. Yes, your life and environment. Your life and environment reflects. It reflects your habitual thinking. So, what are your thinking habits? What does your life show? What does your environment show that your thinking habits are? Now, I just want to be very, very cautious here as I talk about this, because what I'm, and by that I mean that I don't want to mislead you. I want to show you the truth. And see, here's the thing. We can too easily, when we have begun the good work, when we have begun to see the truth, when we have begun to educate ourselves, and we are beginning to be aware of what's going on, and we are beginning to do the visualizing and do the, and to see the end result of the prosperity and the life and the goodness that we want in life. And yet somehow, because of our lifelong programming that we've had, we can get confused and think that we are not making headways. And I want to assure you, I want to encourage you that if you get thoughts like that, don't fight with those thoughts. Don't beat yourself up thinking that you're not making any headways, because here you have seen the end, you have seen the beauty, you have seen the progress, the beautiful world that we want to build, or that we are building. Let's not say want to, because then we're disempowering ourselves. Then we're basically saying that we're not making headways. But we are building this new world, this new economy, this new reality that is going to reflect, and also already beginning to reflect in many areas. what am I talking about? The reality? I'm talking about the new economy that we're building with TBC, that we're using TBC to build, and also the free energy. Now, have we built any units yet? No, no. I mean, depends on how we look at it, really. But what are we saying? That your life and environment, they reflect your habitual thinking. So is it the habitual thinking from the last couple of days? You know, let's realize, and here is why I want to caution us, because everything that we plant, it has to take some time for it to I don't know how to exactly word it. I know the word, I just can't think of it right now. But you know, when a seed is planted, it needs a gestational period. It needs some time. Needs a bit of time to engage with the surrounding nice, moist, rich surrounding soil around it. There are vibrational frequencies that take place between that seed and the surrounding soil. It's the exact same way as it is with us when we think, and when you in your mind, you are building a beautiful place. You are building, maybe you're using TBC and you're building this economy in your mind, and you're looking at all the things that are going to, that we're going to be building. And you're visualizing and you're picturing all of this wonderful economy that we're building. And well, that is the seed. That is the seed that is beginning to uh, 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 in its frequency, to match the frequencies in the universe, to correspond with it, for it to materialize. Okay, so tomorrow morning you wake up and you look around and you say, "Oh shit, I'm still in this fiat system. What happened? I was visualizing last night." Well, you when after you plant the seeds, you've got to water them. Okay, so when you want a good harvest, when you want a good tree, let's just use it for a tree, for example. You want this good tree, and you want to pick off lots of apples, or maybe it's a mango tree. I love mangoes. And you're planting this pit in, or the seed, or whatever you call it, and 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 you even moisten it nice. Well, you could go and look tomorrow morning, but it's very unlikely that there's going to be a tree there, uh, because there needs to be time. It takes a little bit of time. uh, Space, time, and matter are all involved in everything that happens, on a physical scale. Now, actually on the spiritual too, because matter is instantly involved. Only it has not come to be visible yet. Okay, because the image that you build in your mind, okay, you're building the image of this successful economy, or of this big mango tree that you're going to be picking so much fruit up of, and eating it and giving it to all your friends and all of that. You can throw a huge mango party, if you will. Okay, but that's the end result. That's the end result. The end and the beginning are the same. They're the same. It's the exact same thing. The the success of the TBC economy is the same thing as the image you're building in your mind that it will, you know, before it has materialized. You know, it's sometimes it's being said this way: the apple tree is in the seed. I know we say, well, it's the other way around. We say, well, the seed is in the apple. But at the same time, while the seed is in the apple tree is also in the apple. The apple tree is in the seed. You know, an abundance-minded person, he can hold an apple seed in his hand and see a huge apple, what's it called now? Not an apple field, an apple orchard. You know, sees a huge orchard in that apple seed. See, that's how abundance works. When you visualize and you see the economy in your mind, you can visualize the complete economy. You can say, well, in order to make this happen, to build an economy like that, we might have to, you know, approach banking systems. Of course, we would not go with the central bank because we don't want to connect ourselves, link ourselves to their evil agenda. But other banks, and we can create monetized documents backed by the reality of TBC. If you don't understand banking at all, then maybe this doesn't make any sense to you. But and I really seriously, I don't understand that much either. I just know that is one of the ways how it works, is that a person can monetize documents because of the currency that we have, and it being you know, and those are things that people who understand that, or maybe some of us will learn it and understand it, and then begin doing that, and that will be one of the ways that TBC will be used for creating wealth, is through monetization of basically kind of like smart contracts, and then backed by the value of TBC. A lot of those things, you know, happen. And then another thing is that, you know, there's going to be businesses that are going to make the connection. Let's say somebody, maybe one of the TBC people, is going to say, well, you know what? It looks to me like we need a program that has the capability of merchants creating a database of all their products, and with a QR code that they can register each one of their products with a QR code that can be scanned with the TBC, with a scanner of now we could have, say, on the TBC phone or whatever, but you know, create scanners that can be scanned, and that way it could you could create a store where the entire inventory of the store would all be registered in the you know, on the platform that is based with the TBC currency, and the value of it connected with TBC, and you have the entire thing. You know, now you have this entire inventory, and the same thing could, you know, what I'm trying to say is every store, any store could use this platform. Okay, it could be on a blockchain, and so that it could never be attacked from, you know, from outside sources. there is so much that will go into building this economy. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stir some ideas of possibilities that people can, that we can use. Some of the things that we will very likely need as TBC TBCians to build this economy and to begin implementing it in everyday life and commerce. Not commerce. No. Let's not use the word commerce. Commerce sounds horrible. But in business, right? So if you're a person who's watching this video and you have you don't have any TBC yet, you want to know more about TBC, maybe you're one of the people who has been a member of the community and you sort of wandered off, didn't think that it was going to go anywhere, and you've lost your upline, and now you kind of don't know what to do or whatever, how to get back on track. I have plenty of information in the description of this video, as well as contact information. Like, you can contact me through my websites, through Crypto TBC or myfree.energy. You can contact me or email me. My email address is there as well. I believe I also have my Telegram link there. So by all means, feel free to contact me. If you are a person who is looking to talk to somebody about advancing in these type of areas, I invite you to contact me so that we can begin getting something rolling, something set up that people can, what I just described, that merchants can use these type of things. You see, the way I see it, we need to build a new economy from the ground up. We need to start from the ground up, because what we have now in our industries today is all screwed up. Think about it. The food industry, how much, all of the canned foods and everything is commercially done and delivered, and we need to start over. We need to start over from scratch. Okay. And by that I mean is that some of us who have quite a bit of TBC, we need to buy up land. We need to buy up land, and then sell that land back to small farms, so that there can be that family farming makes sense again. We can have farms that raise pigs, that raise chickens. I don't mean these massive pig barns for millions of pigs in a year, and then make a couple of $100,000 worth of profit. That's not what I'm talking about, folks. I'm talking about an economy that works for local people, that supports local people. We don't need all these profits. We don't need it. We don't. Think about it. When you get free energy and you start building a local economy where the family farm makes sense again, you can have a farmer that milks 10 cows and make a very good living. It doesn't need to be massive, guys. It doesn't. And you can have a farmer, let's say a pig farmer. He likes raising pigs, and he looks after 20 pigs or whatever. That can be plenty of a living. First of all, free energy. So there's no cost in any of the energy for what you use for anything. And then local business, local butcher shops that don't buy pigs uh, from uh, from these massive barns where they're raised by the thousands. No, you want good organic food. You want pigs that have been, that have been out in the open and have been able to, possibly even eat some grass and things like that. And the same thing with chickens and eggs. And I mean, you can go down the entire food industry, uh, like milk. Local farmer could milk some cows, and local people go and buy their milk from the farm. Somebody else makes cheese locally. Uh, I, I feel really bad for these massive, like Walmart and them. I'm sure you can tell how bad I feel, uh, because that people would end up making such an easier lifestyle by eating healthy foods from buying it locally, from instead of it having delivered from all over the world. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong if that's the kind of food you like and things like that, but what I'm saying is that we need to start over, because all of this food, all of these pigs being hauled way across the country to into other countries and this and that, and there it gets processed and packaged. Think about all that packaging we pay for, and where does it end up? In the ocean and all over the place. All the garbage that all of this packaging creates. And imagine how much you're paying for the packaging. I mean, really, you know uh, when you go to the grocery store and you buy some packaged food, okay, how much do you think that you're paying for the packaging? And I'll bet you in many cases you're paying more for the packaging and shipping than what you're actually get in food value. And then you have to pay yet for the profit. Is it any wonder why a tiny little bag of oatmeal in the store is like $5 when you can buy like a 50-pound bag uh, for $80 or $35? $35. $35 for a 50-pound bag versus a tiny little a 3-pound bag or something for $5. I mean, duh. It's not hard to do the math on that one. Okay, so before I get too much into the negative here, how things are screwed up, let's accept the fact that, yes, things are not the way they should be. If they were, we wouldn't have a mission to change the economy to what it should be. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help us see some of the areas in which we need to make the economy uh, work and viable. That is what we need to do. We need to create a way so that people can buy the products from the farmer. The people who want the products, they can buy them directly from the farmers, local farmers. Okay. And then, of course, local butcher shops, local stores. So let's say the farmers where people go and buy it. Well, those farmers, they can also supply the local stores. Maybe not everybody is going to go to the farmer and buy it directly. So let the local stores be. But here is where we can do everything with TBC. every step of that, we can set it up so that it can be done with TBC. Because all we need is a system where people can register all their products. The farmer can register his products. Each of the farmers, they can all register their products, so that they can use TBC. And then, of course, the stores and everybody who does this, everybody can use TBC. So, I don't know. I've done such a good job. I think I'm out of words. I don't know. Okay, but huh? What has already? Well, anyways, again, if you have if you if you're new to TBC and you haven't really seen the picture, what can be done and how we can create an economy, well, now I have just hopefully painted a picture for you that you can at least envision an economy that we can build with TBC, right? So let's build this economy, and let's not pay too much attention to the negative and the stuff that's going on there. Let's just focus and know that we are on the side of life. We are on the side of life and not on the side of death. The death contract is the banking system, the banking cartel, the system that we're enslaved to through the monetary system, through the fiat system. That is a contract of debt, of death. Okay, but we are on the side of life, and that is why TBC was created, so that we can create from the very life principle that has created us, that all creation and all wonders of the world, everything in life is from this wonderful, all-wise life principle. So if we use the form of life to produce life and support life, we are building an economy that cannot be taken down again. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate every one of you. I don't know how many there are. Oh, there's only 4. But that's okay. Okay, Bitcoin Scott, thank you so much for hanging out with me. There's Stephen Cuffey, thank you. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here again. And Pedro, I see you're here too. Thank you. I apologize. I missed your hangout. I was busy, and but I have really no excuse. I just did not think of it, and I missed your hangout. I was going to be on it, but I wasn't. So I apologize. All right, and again, Medlock, thank you. I saw you on my hangout before, I believe. And anyway, guys, I hope I have inspired you at least. And let's use the ideas that come to us. Let's and let's communicate. I really think that it's time we begin to take things to another level. I mean, we can sit here and we can encourage each other and stuff like that. But I think we need to start using like Unseen or Telegram or some encryption, some kind of encrypted way of communicating. And I think we should begin communicating and see how we can actually plan to start rolling out more things and begin to build things that can be used in an easier way for people to come aboard and use TBC for their to build out this economy that we're talking about. Okay, so if you would like to to contact me and begin some sort of conversation, I would really appreciate it. Let's let's start throwing some ideas around. I think it's time we do that. Okay. All right. Again, thank you very much for hanging out, everybody. And with that said, I'm going to sign off and peace.